It ain't you. It's these motherfuckers right here. It's the motherfuckers on the top. But now we gotta do this shit again.
So all I have to say is this.
We gotta do this shit again. And nobody tell me, and nobody here tell me why I get emotional. Why you talk like that? That's my motherfucking
That's fine. You can do that.
You don't know where I motherfucking feel. I want my ass off of this motherfucking
Exactly.
I've been here 30-something motherfucking years.
Yeah, I agree with you.
30-something fucking years. You tell me I ain't got no motherfucking pension.
Yeah, I agree.
And nobody tell me to calm my ass down.
I agree.
Fuck everybody tell me to calm down. God damn it. This is my motherfucking money y'all playing with.
You're right, Dwayne.
Fuck that shit.
So this is what I'll say.
You gonna tell me how the motherfucking feels. Fuck that shit, man.
So this is what I'll
Fuck
say.
this shit.
Anytime the government,
Analyze that
anytime
shit.
the government bails out a corporation or gives some.
Breaking news. Today is Friday. Monday, all those truck drivers that put 30, 40 years in with yellow freight will no longer have a job. That means they don't have a pension because yellow freight hadn't been sending the money to where they were supposed to have been sending the money to, but yet they made $700 billion in 2 years. And they refused to send. The freight hadn't been sending the money to where they were supposed to have been sending the money to, but yet they made $700 billion in 2 years. And they refused to send the $50 million to where it's supposed to be a debt. So they decide they will close the doors come Monday. So all those people that put all that time in have to start all the way to the bottom again. But what if they're 65 years old, ready to retire? Oh well.
Let me tell you.
Damn. Hey, Shalom, Makim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Kakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. Who is in the gospel, brother, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a real, this is just a quick lesson through the spirit. It was this one Jake, man, that was basically what the Jake was explaining in the video was that I believe that they was getting ready to close the doors on yellow freight. Now I don't know if what's happening with the updated scenario. I'm actually looking it up now, but you know, just the fact that this guy said they made $700 billion in 2 years, that's a lot of money, man. So that means that's 3.5 billion, 3.5 billion you made a year in 2 years. I don't really know about those numbers, man, you know, because that seemed like an exceptional amount of money in 2 years for a trucking corporation, but who knows? But 50 million? That's chump change to, you got $700 billion, you could give a nigga 50 million easy. But that show you can't trust Esau, and that's another thing that you Jakes, man, this is what happens every time you're overly invested in this man's kingdom, okay? And we keep telling you niggas that rising apart, this is not your rest. It is polluted. It would destroy you with the sword of destruction. This is not our rest, man. That's why this Jake was bugging out the way he's bugging out, because in his mindset, in a nigga's mindset, if you slave for 30, 40 years, that's considered an accomplishment. When in fact, that's perpetual slavery. You're 65 years old, and you have to retire at 65 years old with a half a pension. And on top of that, they, in certain instances, they may tax you if you take out your pension early or is already pre-taxed, so to speak. Like at my job, I think they got like the 80-20 rule, like the 60-20, some shit they got. Which I'll never be around to see that anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm only in my 30s. I would never be old enough to retire in this kingdom because honestly speaking, it looks like retirement is getting ready to go out the window. Okay, but these Jakes will live it, and you can feel sympathetic for them because you understand it. By us being working citizens of this place, a third of the people in America is working. That's keeping the poor people fed and it's keeping the rich people fed. So the country and this corporation is literally surviving off a third of the workforce, which is us. We're the bottom feed. We're the ones that have to go to work and sustain the people. You know what I'm saying? We're basically the table legs for the elites to eat And the scraps that they do get, they pass it down to the poor. And if we lucky, we may get a bite. But we're the ones that's keeping the society afloat. Those of us that's working 9-to-5 jobs and all this shit, we the one that's keeping these people in power, man. You know, while you got these welfare queens and these fucking jailbait, prison-bound Jakes out here, and these homeless Edomites, they're just eating up all the food, man. You know, but this Jake is rather livid because he put his trust in the so-called white man. And understanding this culture, this work culture, in other countries and other people that come from different countries, they basically said that America is nothing but a slave colonization. Because look at how it was founded, off the back of slaves. Okay, it ain't gold streets over here. It ain't glitz and glamour over here like you people think. Now, yeah, you could get a job over here because it's all about capitalism and corporate greed and raw power over people. But you ain't, the billionaires in this society are handpicked, man. Okay, the millionaires too. Now, if you a millionaire, just so happens to be a millionaire by luck and by chance, that's like 1%. But most people that are in the millions, 100 millions, billions, 100 billions, and even the trillions, those people are literally handpicked to become the upper echelon of the society, man. So that ancient myth about coming to America and making it good, nah, that ain't what it is, man. Okay, like I remember on the Titanic movie when what's his guy's name? The dude that played Jack, Leonardo DiCaprio, which he's a Jake, but basically he was with his Latin buddy. May have been Latin, and he was like, he go to America to dream of a future to get rich, you know. But when you come over here, what you shining shoes, picking cotton, working in a sweat factory, making 25 cents an hour, and by the time you're fucking 85 years old, you probably made it up to like $1.25. And before you know it, you getting ready to die and retire. And that's the situation with these guys, man. They spent 30 years in this bullshit ass so-called career, and all of a sudden they stole the money from them, which we told you can't trust Esau. Okay? Now this supervisor who he's yelling at, you think his pension is missing? You think he's not gonna get paid? Hell, he's gonna get paid. If those doors are closing, hey, he's gonna get his money. But them Jakes, you Jakes ain't nothing but slaves, man. And this is what we've been trying to tell you, Jakes, man. You can't be believing in this system. All right. So this is the book of Haggai 1, and I'm gonna start at verses 5. It says, now consider therefore, matter of fact, it says, now therefore, thus says the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. And verse 4 is good too, because really this is not our rest. Okay, Jake have to understand that they was brought to America to serve out their punishment in their captivity. Okay, now the Lord gave us opportunity to go out and get our daily bread and to make things and to get careers and stuff like that. But ultimately, it wasn't for a purpose of just lounging here. Okay, it was just a temporary means to the end so you can get our daily bread. Okay, because let's just say, going back into the 40s and 30s and 20s and the 1800s, you know what I'm saying, we was actually slaves. Daily bread was basically what the master gave you. No way in hell we be able to push this ministry the way we pushing it, especially if it was going to go out to the four corners. So the Lord has opened up the gates of getting daily bread, but overall it's still a catch to it. You're still in debt, you still got bills, people still want to sue you, you still have those unfortunate situations, you know, insurance. A day before your insurance was supposed to be renewed, you may have found another company, you fuck around, you get into an accident, and they won't cover you because literally you're a day over. That's happened to me before. Literally, when I got into an accident 2 years ago, clearly, bro, my insurance had expired right on the 31st of May, and I got into an accident on June the 2nd, literally when I was in the process of renewing everything, and they wouldn't cover it at all. Not even my medical bills when I went to go get seen for it. Because at the time, I was actually transitioning to a new job, and my insurance Salakia, my car insurance was covered. I did have car insurance, that did work, but no, my health insurance, I was getting ready to start a new position. So my health insurance expired on the 31st of May, and I got into that accident on June the 2nd or 3rd. And I was to start the job like on the 6th, the next following week. And the insurance kicks in on the first day. I got like a fucking $20,000 bill, man, off that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I just went to get a couple of x-rays. That shit cost me $20,000, man. You see what I'm saying? So things like that happen. We can't escape that. It's called the curses. Bad luck. You know, but it says, ye have sown in much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink, and ye clothe you, but there is none to warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes, man. And it gets to the point that it gets so frustrating to the point you just get tired of fighting. You just say, you know what? I'm just walking away from this shit. I'm not even dealing with it anymore. Because trying to fight these people, honestly speaking, you can fuck one of them up and put hands on them, but that will land you in jail, $10,000 in fines and damages, getting sued. You know what I'm saying? To the point that they like to see Jake bug out like that. It's funny to them. Okay, it's funny to see Jake work their ass off for 30, 40 plus years just to say, oh, we ain't got nothing to give you. We're sorry. You know, Esau gets off on that, man. I mean, the nigga literally pisses in his sleep for joy when he has that, because the scriptures say that they ain't gonna find rest unless they don't find sleep unless they cause something to fall. So if Esau is not causing you to be oppressed and he's not making your life miserable, he can't sleep. But the minute he pisses off Jake and stresses Jake out to the point Jake want to do something stupid, Esau done his job. He goes home and literally he splurges on the family. Esau go buy $1 million. He'll go buy $1 million mansion just off the fact that he got you stuck in your leases. You can't even get out of them and you got pissed. Hey, he goes home, he thrives in that. Oh, I made a nigger mad today. They still think like that, man. You know? But hey, that's the devil for you. But it says here, you drink, but you're not filled with drink. He clothed you, but there's none worn. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes, man. That's why the Lord said, man, this is not your rest. Okay, this dude literally losing. He said, that's my motherfucking money y'all playing with. Whoa, nigga, you slaved 30 years. I mean, you thought that this is because the devil allowed you to keep a job for 30 years? You think all of a sudden now he's an upstanding devil? No, man. Okay, he hired you to make him rich. You don't give a damn about your pension. You slaved 30 years for a job. Now you ain't getting no retirement. Now you got to find another job, you know? And they may work some deal out, but this does happen. You see, and when this shit happened to Edomites, man, they raised hell. They find a solution real quick. But you Jakes, they just know you sell wolf tickets. They know enough that, you know, you may talk and scream at them, but they know that you ain't gonna do nothing to them because they know that Jake is afraid of the police, man. All right. But hey, that's his fault. He put trust in his kingdom. Hey, the Lord said, trust not in the ways of Egypt. That's what happens. You know, oh, well, my job. That ain't no fucking privilege having no damn job, man. We have jobs because we need to work to take care of our necessities. But this is not a profitable culture. Not a profitable culture for Jake. Working for somebody with a dead end job. Here you got a CEO that's fucking in Switzerland somewhere, living in the mountains, playing golf every day, enjoying his family while you sitting up here working a 9 to 5, making $18 an hour. But yeah, he's on a yacht somewhere in the Bahamas, man, chilling with his family, putting them through the finest schools, eating the finest food. But yeah, you struggling to pay a rising light bill every damn month. Is that a life to live? But because you niggas get a nice apartment and a Hellcat, and Keisha's able to go to the club and wear stilettos and fake weave, oh, I'm successful. You Jakes are pathetic, man. That's why we don't feel sorry for your ass. All right, Sirach 4:1. My son, defraud not the poor of his living, and make not the needy eyes to wait long. Right. Esau is the fraud. Just the fact that you're working and they're taking taxes out your check, that's the fraudness of our living. Okay, because they take 30% out of your money. You don't have enough money to make ends meet. Okay, just imagine if you gross $3,700 a month, and after taxes, you only take home $2,500. Them niggas just took over 15. They took over a G from about $1,300 from you, man. Just imagine what you could do with the extra $1,300. You won't be late on bills, but see, being late and usury, it pays. Because if they can keep you late and paying interest, it keeps them rich. But see, if Jake was smart, they would just stop working as a collective, man, and this shit would go down overnight. If all Jake took a strike from every corporation in this society, man, and stop working, hey, they would think twice before they decide to oppress you. I mean, they will oppress you, of course, but you will literally get a lot of shit done. But Jake, they ain't got that type of faith and they don't have that type of courage. But it's going to come a time that the Lord is going to pump the brakes on this work situation in America, and it ain't going to be no jobs, man. And you people go, man, I ain't got no job, man. I need a job. Yeah, right. They can have these fucking jobs for all I care. But anyway, it says, make not a hungry soul sorrowful, neither provoke a man in his distress, and add not more trouble to a heart that is vexed, and defer not to give him that is in need, man. Right. See, this dude was already vexed. And then, I don't know what the solution was. They probably figured something out because it says Yellow avoids Teamster strike, but bankruptcy is off the table. Okay, so inside info, YRC Freight truck drivers just got a message. I'm pretty sure they probably back working. Strike at trucking firm Yellow averted after deal. So they probably gave him some money back, just to keep them Jakes from fucking a place up. But overall, Esau don't give a shit about you, bro. Period. He don't give a damn about you working. Literally, Esau, if he don't have to pay you to work, he will literally say, well, look, I ain't got to pay you. Just work. That's really what they want, but due to the affirmative action and particular laws and so forth like that, they have to give you a compensation wage. They don't want to, but I mean, at the same time, it would be counterproductive on their part because let's say if you was working for free, then who would keep them rich? Who would pay their bills? So it benefits to give you a crumb at least. All right. But it says, reject not the supplication of the afflicted, neither turn away the face from a poor man, and turn not away thy eyes from the needy, and give him none occasion to curse thee. For if he curse thee in the bitterness of his soul, his prayer should be heard of him that made him. Okay. And that's the point, Jake got to get out of the mindset of trusting this damn kingdom. And the Lord is just going to take it from you forcibly because Jake, you want to continue to be stupid. He's just going to take all this shit. Lord's going to halt all this shit, man. To the point you ain't going to have no trucking job to go to. Which trucking used to be a lucrative field, but now truck drivers are struggling to make ends meet. Why? Because Esau's raised the fucking interest rates. All right. Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, says Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked of my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt, man. Trusting in the shadow of Egypt. Okay, you ain't asked Yahweh Shai for guidance. Okay, what was the truth? The understanding of the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shai, but instead you wanna make your consolation in America. When the scriptures told us this is not our rest. It says, therefore should the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. That's why you Jakes are scrambling now. Because you realizing that this man don't give a damn about you. Okay? He don't give a damn about you. You're expendable. All right? You don't give a damn about your black ass. All right? Luke 16:20, going to the parables of the Lazarus and the rich man. It says there was a certain rich man was clothed in purple and fine in linen, which purple goes into royalty. Okay, it says, and fared sumptuously every day. Sumptuously mean very well. Okay, it says he fared me. He was doing extremely well. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was at his gate full of sores. Sores goes into the afflictions, man. It says, and desired to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. And that's Jake. Okay, Jake is outside of the gates begging Esau, Edom, to just have a chance in his kingdom. Just give us a job. Just let us have a piece of it. But we don't even want to be above you. We just want to be with you. Out of your $100 million, just give me 1,000. I'm cool with that. Just a complete peasant mentality, man. That's why the Most High asked, was Israel a homeborn slave? Is he a servant? Hell yeah, he is. And desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. The dogs represents the heathens. That's why you got Ishmael, Moab, Ammon, okay, Elam, that sets up shops and stores and grocery markets right in your neighborhood, man. Okay, it ain't nothing for Ishmael like to set up a Conoco right in your goddamn neighborhood. You got to go there to buy your backwoods and stogies and shit, And it says, and came and licked his sores. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. And the rich man died also and was buried. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being tormented, and seeing Abraham afar off and Lazarus in his bosom. Now this is a metaphor. Okay, this is symbology. This is not talking about a literal hell. This is based on a condition. Because if you in hell, there's no way to have access to the heavens. Okay, it's completely total separate realm. You see what I'm saying? You ain't going to be able to talk to the angels down in hell if you burning. Maybe the demonic angels, but not the Lord's angels. So this is like a parable almost. It is a parable. It's symbolic. It says, in hell he lifted up his eyes, being tormented, and seeing Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me. Send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue. for I am tormented in his flame. So even then, during this hell, he still was proud because he sent the very man that he was afflicting, that he put hell on, to come and relieve him, which shows you that that's the spirit of a fucking Edomite, man. You know? But that's what you Jakes get, man. You Jakes are gonna find out the hard way that this man has never been with you. He ain't with you. He ain't gonna never be with you, and he don't care to be with you. And I'm gonna end it there, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash. And with that, Shalom and the Bible Ball. Shalom.